Hi guys, Deanne here from Canada Abroad, and thanks so much for tuning in. Today we are bringing you the most recent update for the Parent and Grandparent Sponsorship Program. If you have been keeping track of the situation, the last major change and update was in 2020 when IRCC asked people to complete a interest to sponsor form. So there was a period of time that anybody who was eligible to sponsor their parent or grandparent could go in and fill out an interest to sponsor form. They then used those forms to select people to sponsor their parents and grandparents in 2020. Then what happened was they've used it more than once. So last year, instead of opening up for new sponsorship forms, so allowing new people who maybe were not eligible in 2020 to sponsor, they just picked from the 2020 pool. So they had not allowed any new people to complete an interest to sponsor form since 2020. And today they announced that for 2023, they're unfortunately going to be doing the same thing. So if you did not complete an interest to sponsor form in 2020, you will not be chosen to sponsor your parents or grandparents this year. So what's going to be happening is starting October 10th, 2023, and for a 2-week period, IRCC is going to hand out 24,200 invitations to sponsors. And if you receive one of those invitations, you will then be able to go ahead and submit a full application. Now, IRCC has said that they are going to hand out these 24,200 invitations, but they're only going to be accepting 15,000 completed applications. Now, that's important to note because that's a huge difference. So number one, they might be expecting that because people completed these forms in 2020, things may have changed. Maybe they're no longer interested in sponsoring. Maybe they no longer meet the funds requirements. Things could change. So not everybody who receives an invitation is going to complete an application. That's number one. And then number two, you're going to want to do your application as soon as possible. Because if they do have more than 15,000 applications submitted, they're only going to be able to take the first 15,000 complete applications. So there are things that you can do to prepare ahead of time. There's parts of the application that you can start doing now and gathering your supporting documents. Basically have everything ready to go so that if you receive one of these invitations, you can submit your application right away. So what we're going to be doing is tomorrow we will be launching a video, which is basically the complete guide on how to prep and then how to submit your application for sponsorship. And this is also going to include everything that the applicant needs. So it's important to note when they're talking about these 15,000 completed applications, these applications consist of both the sponsor portion and the applicant. So you have to have all documents for the sponsor and the applicant ready together because they get submitted at the same time through the same portal. So that's important to note. It's not just the sponsor's documents that need to be handed in. It's both parts of the application have to be submitted for it to be a complete application. So if you want to find out more about the application process and what you're going to need, then you can just click subscribe and sign up for notifications and you'll be notified when that video launches. So thank you guys as always for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with all the latest Canadian immigration news and updates.